Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to our weekly market update. Today I've got Haylee and Maddie with me. How are we, guys?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
That's good.
Busy, well, we've finished January now, so
Yes,
busy,
February.
busy start to the year. And yes, certainly February, so 1 month down. And what was the month like in the end from a rental perspective, coming back and sort of reflecting on
First couple of weeks were pretty hectic.
Yeah.
I guess catching up on the backlog of having a couple of weeks off over Christmas. People thought that it was a great idea coming up really close to Christmas to try and lease their properties at that time.
Yes,
So
yeah.
trying to catch up on that, but we are now caught up. We only have 8 properties online.
Yep.
So we've just gone through a leasing blitz and just leased 8 properties.
That's
now
good.
that everybody's into the swing of things and
Yep.
looking for their properties. So yeah, we're ready for some more.
Right. Well, at this time of year, it's always, everyone always talks about this next week coming being the week where the world turns to normality
Yes.
and routine
Yep.
and takes over again, and
Yep.
kids are back at school and
Yeah.
all the sort of jobs are back and everything sort of happening.
that's
So
right. I mean, we've enjoyed the week that we've had. We've been able to catch up on things, but yep, bring it on now.
Yeah.
We're ready for it. So yeah, it's been nice to have a little bit of a breather, but we're ready for some more properties. We've got a fair few open homes on the properties that we have online.
Yes.
So I think it's 10 Pulfers, 30 Esperance and 153 Forsters will have open homes today.
Yeah. Cool.
So sort of opposite directions, but
Yes.
and then we have a Main Street unit, 76 Main Street. They're always really popular. So we've got 2 open homes for that tomorrow.
Yeah.
A lot of people interested in that. So it's obvious that so funny because we go through ebbs and flows. So a few months ago, Huonville wasn't where anybody wanted to be.
Yes.
So it was really lacking in applications, and everybody wanted to be on the outer suburbs.
The lifestyle size blocks and things. So,
We're back to being in love with Huonville and Sydney, and people are more interested in those properties. So 6 at 5 Louisa Street, we had that up for rent very recently, and we had a new tenant in 2 days. So and price point is everything as well. I feel like a broken record when I say that, but price point plays a huge difference. It plays a huge part in it, especially now the properties that are sort of a little bit further out.
Yeah. Okay. And speaking of open homes, somebody that was very, very busy doing lots of them on the weekend. Haley's both full days pretty much, Saturday and Sunday, along with a few others that had them. But it was probably our busiest weekend of open homes for quite a few months, really. And how were the results?
It was good. I had 8 open homes with a mixture of people. Some of them had 7 groups through, some had 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The newer properties or ones that have had price adjustments had a good turnout.
Yeah.
The buyers are back on the scenes, which is really good after the break. So
good.
hopefully we see them this weekend as well.
Yeah. And look, I think that's a few others had opens as well, but similar numbers. So we've had a good amount of people about right through January, really. So it's rising, especially like I said, those attractive price properties. So there's a lot of people. It's generally not a heap of inquiries in the market at the moment. So having all those open homes is getting people out and getting a lot of contracts together. And January was our biggest month for rent sales for almost 12 months. So that was quite a big month with selling 20 in January. So that's under the sales team. That's certainly good. But work ethic and having that many people about doing the work is probably what that's sort of adding up to. And certainly I think both having sales and rental team doing opens, there's certainly activity there. It's making it easier for the people to get to the properties and on their terms instead of waiting for a real estate agent to do it at Thursday at 2 o'clock because that's the only time that they want to do it, rather than actually having that scheduling ability and having multiple times during the week and different things. It certainly does make it easier, especially when the market's booming. Buyers will just have to come and tenants will have to come to the times that you want to do it. But when the market flips, it's if you're making it easier for those people to attend, you're getting better quality people and better results.
And I think that was probably something that played a part in Louisa Street being leased so quickly. Somebody inquired, and we're like, great, let's take you through, let's get it sorted now. Whereas we could have waited until we had our scheduled open home, but we would have lost 3 or 4 days.
And they might have applied for something else and got it if they're a good tenant and things things like that. So so into February, and we'll see what sort of the market's really like. I guess by the end of this month, we'll probably have a pretty good idea. It's January, February, March is when a lot of the auction market months in Melbourne and Sydney, Brisbane actually hit. So that's a really big period each year, and we'll hear the media coming back off the back of that over the next few weeks, depending on what those results are saying, and we'll get a picture of whether markets have gone, whether they've gone up or down in value, and what the clearance rates are like. But what that actually does is when you've got thousands of auctions each weekend across those places happening, a small percentage of those are going to spread.
Yep.
And some of those will come to Tasmania, and that's where some of the people buying some of the mid to upper range properties are going to come from. So depending on the results over there, might sort of dictate the results in some of the mid to high end properties down here over the next couple of months as well. But yeah, generally the media outlook off of the back of what that period looks like over there is going to be what Australia tends to feel confidence-wise about the real estate market, because they're two massive markets in Melbourne and Sydney, and they've had a couple of tougher years, and potentially this little period might be the best one they've had for a while. So if they actually get a bit of recovering some of the fall that they've had and some increasing, then that might give some confidence right around the country, which might sort of, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the autumn period when those properties are settling and those people are spreading around the countryside. Interesting little time in the market, but spot on everyone to a great start to the year. Certainly the open homes are working well, so I think that's we've been seeing lots of you out there over the last few weekends at them with some of the properties, so we've got a few more coming up over the next few weeks, so looking forward to seeing a lot of you out there in the marketplace over the next few weekends, and we'll see you next week on the market updates.